Divi 5 has a brand new feature. It's called Command Center. Let's test it out and see if this is exciting enough. All right, so if you update your version of Divi 5 to the latest version, you're going to see this lightning bolt over here. This is the command center. So you can open this by just clicking on it and then it opens up the command center, or you can use a shortcut Command K. So if I do that, it opens up as well. All right, so why is this important? Well, the idea here is to reduce clicks while you're building your site. So for example, let's say I want to add some elements onto the page. Let's start off with a heading. So I'm going to say heading like that and then just hit enter. Do you see that? This now has saved me from coming over here, clicking on this plus button and then searching for heading like that and then selecting it. Now, it's up to you which one is faster, but of course, this is a brand new system and we need to get accustomed to it for us to really appreciate it. All right, so that's one quick example. Let's carry on. So let's say, in fact, let's start again because we need to get used to this. So Command K, let's say we want to add a heading. We type in heading and then we hit enter. Right, so now we have our heading. Now, what I can see right away is I had my section opened and it decided to open up a new section. I don't know if that's by design or perhaps maybe that is something that needs to be updated or changed because I have a blank page. So why are we going to a new section? But anyway, let's say after this, I need to add, let's say some text. So I'm going to say Command K again, and then I'm going to type in text, hit enter. So now my text has been added. So let's say I want to add a button. Now, do you see how annoying it is? I have to keep going back and forth. This command center disappears after I add something on it. Is that a good thing? I don't know yet. Let's continue on. So let's say this time I want to add a button. Okay, I can hit enter and now I have my 3 elements. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. And as you can see, there's a lot of Command K, typing, enter, Command K, typing, enter, Command K, typing, enter. That's a bit too much. So thankfully, there's a way to add these all in one command. And this is where things get really exciting. So let's do this one more time. Command K once, okay? So now let's say heading. And then this time you do Shift Enter. Now we can type in text, right? Oops. You have to make sure you type it correctly, okay? Text, right? Shift Enter. Now, do you see there's a plus sign there? Now I can say button, Shift Enter. If I need to add something else, I can add it there, or I can just hit enter and now all the 3 items are added. But again, we have a problem. I didn't have 2 columns. Why have we all of a sudden have this content here on the right and we have this open? I don't know, but this again will require me to go in and redo this and make sure that everything is in one column because this is ideally what I want. So from this point here, I think this is something that is going to slow me down instead of making this whole process faster. Because like I said, if I have this open and I have clicked here on the rows, if I do Command K, then everything that I need to add should go in that row because that's the one that I clicked on and it's active. And how do I know that? I can also see over here that this is the one that's active. So if I say heading and then hit enter, do you see that? It ignores the top one and then it adds it on the bottom. But anyway, that's fine. Perhaps maybe this is going to be changed with time. And by the way, if you're brand new to Divi 5 or you're transitioning from Divi 4 to Divi 5, I have a community over on diviuniversity.com. This is a free community. You can head over there and join. As I mentioned, you just come over here, join for free, enter your name and email address, and then you'll be able to go into this huge community of designers. We share ideas, we discuss any problems, any updates, and so on. I mean, here, look, this was posted 12 hours ago. We had a problem with our presets, and Pius here just updated everyone to say, hey, everything now seems to be working properly with beta version 9.1. Again, this is a really cool community with over 2,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. Now, the good news is we also have a course. So if you're brand new to Divi, as you can see, Divi is adding a lot of features, and these features sometimes it's very difficult to understand how it works and how to apply flight in real life. This is where we have the Divi 5 Mastery course. Now, this is a course which has over 1,193 students. And as you can see, this is growing. And this course is pretty much a course that will teach you how to use Divi 5 effectively. More like a proper design. You don't have to waste time searching on YouTube to find out how to do this and that. Nope. Just head over to diviuniversity.com. This course is only $27. $27. That's all, right? And as I add new lessons and new modules, you don't have to pay extra. Just pay $27 once and that's it. All right. Let's continue on with our brand new feature here, the command center. Okay, so let's go back in and do a command K again. So this time I want to do nested modules, right? So again, we're going to do our heading. By the way, it's not only just the heading that you can do, right? You can do several items here. So I made a mistake here. So let's do it one more time. I'm going to choose one column and then go into the command K. This time I'm going to choose it manually. All right. So if you want to do this manually, if you want to do nested modules, let's do this. We're going to say heading, right? And then this time you're going to say command enter, right? Command enter now is a new command. And this time, if I need to nest things together, I'm going to use the greater than sign like that. So we've got a heading, and then we're going to say text. And then again, we're going to do a command enter, right? And then we add this greater than sign. At this time, I'm going to add a group, right? And this is where things get very exciting. So we can add a group there, command enter. So now we have heading, text, we have a group. And in that group, right, we want to add a button, right? We want to add a button. So to add a button here, okay, let's add an accordion, right? If I hit enter now, look what happens. We have our heading text here. We have the paragraph text, and then we have our group, and then we have our accordion here. Now, I don't know how to say this properly. This way of designing, if you're a first timer using this command center, it's going to be a bit confusing because it's a lot of commands that you have to memorize or at least understand. So for that reason, if it's the first time, this is going to slow you down. So to achieve this, I would rather just, go in and just do it manually. Okay, so I'll just come over here and then I'm going to say I want my heading, enter. And then after that, I'm going to need my text. I'll just click here once and then I can just add my text here. And guys, I want your feedback. I want to know what you think. Is this command center faster? Is it better, or should we just go in and just do it manually here? Because here I think maybe it's because I'm so used to using Divi 5 that I just prefer coming over here, go to elements, and then I go into my column. I know it's a lot of clicks, but if I wanted to go in here and add spacing to my column, how would I do that? Now, this is where we need to try and experiment now. Okay, so I've got my rows selected, right? But I want to add some presets to this. So command K, right? So I'm going to need some padding, right? Yes. So let's go. Okay, I've got my presets. So I want to say K. Okay, why are my presets not working? Okay, let's try padding. So you see, I'm doing this in real time. This is weird. Okay, let's test and see if I can find my padding over here manually. So I'm going to go into design. There we go. Oh, P medium. All right. So again, you have to type it correctly. Okay, you have to type it correctly. All right, it's very sensitive. So I'm going to come over here and say P dash large. There we go. Do you see it now? Enter. All right. Has it been applied? No, it hasn't. Yeah, so this is where it gets tricky. Okay, let's go back in. Let's select. Oh, it applied the padding top. Do you see that? No, that's not what we want. Let's go back again and let's choose the elements. And now we are going to say P medium. If I hit enter, that should work, right? Has it worked? Yes, it has worked. So now I can go in background and then choose my color. Now I'm using a design system here, so this is not going to be the same with you. Okay, now it has been applied. You see that? I've added my light primary color there. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be using this for my design because I'm so used to doing everything over here, but there's other hidden features in this. So with this, in fact, let's do Command K. I need to get used to this Command K. All right, so let's say I've opened this and I want to add a page. So I can just say add page, enter. Right, page name, I'm gonna call this Mac. Okay, pages, post status, published, that's fine, enter. Oh, I need to click the button. Or maybe Shift Enter would do. What has happened now? Has the page been added? You know what I would have expected from that? I would have expected this to open up in a new tab and I'm ready for editing. But anyway, let's see if the page exists. So I'm gonna come over here, pages. Oh, there it is. Now I can go and edit it. Okay, fair enough. Perhaps maybe there's a reason for that. Right, so there's also other features here, like let's say I want to go to my theme options, which by the way, I would have to come over here, go to dashboard. In fact, you want to see how I do it? Let me just do it. Okay, so if you wanted to go to your theme options, you would come over here, click on dashboard. Let's leave. And then you come over here to Divi and then click on theme options, right? This is how we would come over here. But with our new system now, let's go to all pages. Okay, let's just go to the home page and let's edit with Divi. Right, so if I wanted to go to the theme options, I'll just do Command K and then just type in theme, enter. That's quick. I'm sure you can agree with me. That is quick. Okay, theme options, cool. All right, and then let's say I am in my page here. Let's say this time I want to go to my theme builder. So I'm going to say Command K, and then again I'm going to say theme builder, enter. Boom. Theme builder. I like that. You see, that I really like. So when we take a closer look here, we're going to notice that there's a lot more commands. So let's just choose a page here. Okay, let's go back into the builder. There's a lot more things going on here because it may seem like, you know what, we just have this building blocks and that's it. We also have things like add to library, right? So let's say I've designed this and let's do Command K, okay? It's very important we get used to Command K. Okay, Command K, add to library, add to, enter. You see that? That's pretty cool. So now that I can add to library and I can export, can we export? Let's try that. Command K, export. Yep, import, export, boom. Okay, so now I can choose export page or import. Brilliant. So at this stage now, if I want to clear my interface, I can now go into my builder settings, right? Now you see how we have these icons here, save to library, clear layout, blah, blah, blah. I can just remove them here and just make this much cleaner, okay? Because I have the shortcuts over here. You see that? I have my shortcuts, so it means I can just, you know, choose it from here. I can even clear my layout. So the thing here is you need to know what you need to do in order for this to work for you. So if you have no clue what you want to do, it's going to be very tricky. Now there's also an option here where you can go in and choose a modal, right? Oh, settings. What's the settings thing? What can we do in settings? Font? No. See, I don't even know what I can do in this settings tab, in the settings option. Okay, let's try something else. There's element. Okay. So if I say call, oh, accordion. So if I do Command K, are we still there? No. So it goes back. All right. So I think this defeats the whole thing. If I need to go in here and say I want an element and then start searching it, perhaps maybe it's doing it manually. Do we do that? Okay, so now we have two options. I know it sounds confusing as I'm speaking, so bear with me here because I'm trying to learn this system. So let's say you wanted to add items here. So you'd go in and say row. Let's see, row. Okay, I've added a row. And then in that row, I want to add a heading. Would it go inside? No, it hasn't gone inside. So I've just created a row and then the text or the heading does not go inside the row, which is okay. I've mentioned that already. So now there's a whole list here of things. Inspector. So you know what I think, and maybe I'm wrong. since we have the inspector here, we might as well get rid of it over here. Get rid of inspector, get rid of page manager, because I have all my pages here. Or do I? Let's see. Pages, do I have them? Yes. Oh, so when I search for pages in my command center, it then goes on to the page manager, just right above it. Okay, I'm not sure what to say about that, but for the most part, I think if you really want to get the best of this, you really need to know what you're doing and then type it. Now, as for me, my typing is not really good, so I think for the most part, I'm going to stick to doing it the normal way. Because if I have to look at my keyboard and start typing, for me, I'm not saying that's the case for everyone. For some of you, you can type while you're looking away, you know, it's easy, you know. But for me, my typing is really bad, so I think I am going to stick to the old school way of doing things. But I'm going to be using this for things like adding a page, so it saves me from leaving this interface here. So I'm going to be able to add my pages. I can add things to the library. I can also go to my theme builder. I can go to my theme options. What else can I do here? Variables. Okay, that's a modal. Okay, all these are elements. Okay, so it's quite a long list. Oh, the views. Okay, so the views are also pretty cool. So let's say I have some sort of a design here. Now notice how I'm going to be able to do this quickly. So here, I'm just going to say heading. Oops. You see, when I said my typing is bad, how can I learn how to type fast, guys? Give me some ideas. Is there a really cool way of learning how to type fast on the keyboard? If you know any resources I can use, please let me know, because it really slows me down. All right. So I have this here. So that means I also have things like layout. So if I were to type layout here, okay, it's asking me to clear the layout. Nope. Right. So this is where you'd need to come over here, go through the whole list of what you want to do. It's a really long list. All right. Oh, I wanted to view desktop and tablet. So why don't we type tablet here? Let's see what happens. Tablet. I like that. Command K. And this time I want the phone. Nice. Command K, desktop. All right. So if you get used to this Command K and then you tell it what you want, I think this is where you get the best out of this. I clearly believe this is where you get the best out of this. So for me, it's one of those features which it's good, but you have to, I know I have to use but, and then it sounds like I'm negating what I'm actually saying. Okay, it's good. I can't get rid of the but. It's good, but use it when you are intentional and you know exactly what you want to do. So this is one of those things which is going to be subjective. Perhaps it may work for you and it may not work for the next person, because for me, for example, it's the typing that's the problem. And also, if I need to design something fast, I'm just used to doing things over here. I cannot go into this command center and then start going through what I need to do, you know? But overall, I think this is a really good feature because it gives us options. I don't think this takes away from the builder, which is very good, because when elements or when features are added that take away from the builder, that's a problem. So this is only adding something positive to the builder. So I like it. I like it. So I am going to be learning quite a lot here in terms of commands that are going to make me, move really, really fast. So it's going to be very exciting. Anyway, that's my first view of the command center. What do you think? Let me know in the comments box below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.